What's up, guys? This is the Rifleman, and I am back to bring you to the next episode of my Empire Total War Let's Play as Great Britain. So to pick up where we left off, we have defeated the Danes in open battle, and now we are attacking their capital city with our American force. And we have a few armies coming in to reinforce, but nothing really serious. A couple of mortars and some infantry up front, and yeah, some extra units reinforcing. Not going to be much of a bother. We're going to get cracking. Then once we've taken Denmark, we're going to fortify the south to make sure that we are protected in the event that anybody tries to invade Denmark from their landward connection. We're not really bothered about Sweden because we're on quite good terms with Sweden, and ultimately we're making loads of money with Sweden, so it's not in our interest to declare war on them yet. Okay, let's do and build our line normally. Although, to be fair, even then, I think so many artillery teams are going to need to do 2 units between every gun, every team of guns rather than 3, because then we won't have enough guns. Then on the right flank, skirmishers out on the right. Drop some cavalry down, then my 24 pounders don't really know what to do about them. It's the highest bit of ground we have, so I could try. Not able to provide some fire from back there. Let's just move our line forward. Oops, I've left. I've nicked a 12-pounder. So the got a 12-pounder unit stuck in the out on the flank doing nothing. I've rejigged my line, not picked the right ones. God. First recording session of the day, and I've not actually had a coffee yet. So maybe this isn't a good idea. It'll be fine. Cavalry up. Are you actually shooting back? Now you want to shoot at something. Let's see how well they do. First shot, the maximum extent of their range. Gonna hit some farmhouses. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, now the intention is to see if we gonna see if we unlimber their cannons, they might just attack us, but even then we're actually just within mortar range here. So we can just drive our infantry line straight up. Might be what? Try and try and persuade them that they do not want to keep. Well, we don't want to go straight towards them. Mortars are doing... They're not doing much damage, but they're doing enough. Okay, let's get... I mean, the only gun team that we've got that's of any use right now is the 24 pounders, just because we can limber them up and run them. Whereas the 12s, I mean, realistically, they want to be like over here at least, because even though there's lots of small buildings, they are quite intermittent in their coverage. So there are some avenues to fire. But yeah, this 24 pounder siege gun battery is the MVP right now. Okay. Then let's speed up time. Let everybody carry on advancing, although I might even run my infantry. £12 probably aren't going to get much of a showing here. Once our line's set up and we've given them a few moments to catch their breath, we will then start the advance. We won't wait for any of these guys to be in position to do much. The siege gun battery, actually, when they're running, I mean, they do go along at a decent pace. But they certainly ain't horse artillery. Copter. Oh, it's a mortar round. Although, to be fair, the mortar rounds are... you guys running as well, just because you get caught out. That's a lot of cavalrymen washed. Cohesion is bad. They are tired. Don't have much of a choice. Let's walk them up into range of the first mortar team. We will then be too close for engagement. A bit of a gamble, eh? No, let's make these guys walk, because the line is walking, because they're trying to recover their terrible cohesion. That was a direct mortar hit right there and didn't get any kills. Eager, but they got bad cohesion, so need to be a bit steady and not too crazy. Siege guns towards the rear have opened up. Let's pick some of the infantry units more in the centre. When they're in range, this field artillery regiment is done for. Your cohesion's excellent, so let's get you running. Queen's York Rangers. Very dark uniforms when they're cast against this snowy backdrop. Yeah, see, we're now too close to shoot at. Go. Open fire. That's right. the big iron on our hip. Let's get some of my cavalry up, ready to get involved. Don't want them to fall to retreat into the town, really. 16's light dragoons, engage the militia. Plains lancers, engage the citizen militia. Infantry. Advance forward at pace. This infantry advance forward in slower time, as they will support the melee actions if they're still going on. So the King's Regiment of New York is going to get in there and help. Bring up the other cav as reinforcement. Excellent. This cav unit spin around and charge the provincial line. They got a little itty bitty square formed. Colonial light cavalry. I kick this cav out wide, fire it well off. Wheel right into this engagement. The general's all the way back there, actually. Bring him up. Excellent. You men, kill the mortar crew. These units fire at will turn off. Bring this cav unit back to hit the... No, okay, good, they've been killed. Cav keeps slaughtering. The rest of my line push forward, and when they finish pushing forward, fire at will can be reinstated. My Great Plains warriors into the town to start to try and flank. Fire at will turn off because I think we just killed some of our own chaps there. Oh, there we go. The entire army has broken. Excellent. Nice. Copenhagen is ours. But the Danes have not yet been felled until we attack the garrison at... Iceland. Get them taken out. Get these buildings repaired. Good. Upgrade the infrastructure. Demolish the university. Demolish the religious school. Upgrade the port. Or repair the port. Upgrade the coaching inn.
Orders.
Then, like I say, we need to go up to Iceland. So even though they have a full army sat in here, it's stuck. It will not be involved. It won't get involved in the action. That's not it, what I'm selecting. It won't get involved in the fight until the city's been taken, where it will pop outside, but because the faction will be destroyed, they will immediately be annihilated. So let us attack this garrison here, which makes up the last of the Danes. Good. Then we can start redeploying to the west and start to threaten the French and see if we can provoke some of their armies to march against. Oh my god. Yo dog, I heard you liked artillery. Everybody deploy up here. We'll figure out where you go later. Okay, let's just bring two 12-pounders over here. Oh my lord. The question is, they are quite far back, but once we deploy, and I do want to deploy my siege gun battery up front, just so we do have a biggest stick in position to start shooting. I mean, ultimately, we might end up having to have some sort of box formation going on like this. Try and defend the guns from incoming threats. Okay, but let's triple speed it up because this is going to be very strange to deploy. So there's not going to be a rush. Ah, that last gun team is falling back. I mean, my 12s won't have the range. My 24s might. And I'm hoping, once I get all my guns deployed, they just come at us. It's going to be really weird to deploy on. Which is fine. Need to actually go forward a little bit, because your horse teams cannot actually get out of the way in time. Just curious to see if they'll allow us to do this. Okay, that's it. That team's working. It is working. Our second gun team is unlimbered. Now they're coming at us. Unlimber. To be fair, you might have to find a different position. Because I'm going to want an infantry unit here. So I'll monitor this gun team to make sure they don't friendly fire my guys. One gun team is cleared. Second team is cleared. We should be good actually. There's only this gun team that's actually fouled. Excellent. Although you're going to stop firing. You currently don't have the range, but you will soon have an angle on this light horse team. We'll send a cav unit to go mop up their mortars. This looks so stupid. Okay, they are slowly surely snaking their way through this artillery team. I'm not going to do anything right now. I don't want to interfere. Yep. Fire at will. Oh god, what the hell did I press? Lots of rapid click.
Following orders.
I mean, I think I still might have some of these.
Orders.
Then again, no, that's not ideal. Because then when they fire across, the skirmishers may fail to find employment.
Line infantry. Infantry sergeant.
Something like that. Even then, that looks kind of ugly. Better, but still not great. You better run, 60th Grenadiers. Well, I suppose you guys could always extend this line out because they might push the flank. Skirmishers down here too. Landing good hits in the town. Speed this up a little bit. Ultimately, we know the good stuff's going to happen when they actually get to what they can threaten our line. I mean, they're just going to get blasted with canister shot. I mean, it's going to be great. But imagine being the Danes here being like, oh, we've got to attack them from up there? What? Unless they find somewhere sneaky. Which they may well have. Still getting pounded. Okay. Great Plains Lancers. Get over here. Oh no. They're coming straight up the middle. Artillery's doing some good work. Imagine like, don't worry, we're defending. We're good, we're good, we're good. Oh, I think my 24 pounders are engaging the mortars at the back.
Yes, sir. Open fire.
Great Plains Lancers have taken some fire. The enemy force is committed. Sadly, somewhat out of range for some of my guns right now. A few rounds of canister though will do the job. Ceasefire. 16th Light Dragoons move up. They actually want to come after us. They'll put up a fight, but I'm hoping I can knock out the musketeers of the line out here. You chaps fire at will to eviscerate that 1st Regiment of foot. There we go. And the Grenadiers are routing as well. Okay, let's pursue just to make sure they are gone. Or just to make sure that they are shattered at least. Have unit in. Oh, they both came back from routing. Unfortunate. Go get him, Kev. Still rate the power of the 16th Light Dragoons to make the 5th break. Go. Good kills, good kills. Oh my god. Not all my cav, they've all just got stuck on some of the part of the terrain. As a result, they're not all here. Now all of you guys go get them. There we go. Yeah, cavalry still reigns supreme. Artillery's great. Cavalry's also great. All the infantry has to do is not run away for long enough for the cavalry and the artillery to win the battle. But that's pretty good. God, 90 casualties for our side. Excellent. There we go. Destroy this barracks, rebuild, replenish the army, get better roads built, get rid of the fishery. Even though, I don't know, we actually want Hoffen to develop, don't we? How many turns? Villages are not growing. Yes, let's keep the fishery then. And when this army is reinforced and ready to move, they will come down here and support operations against the French. Other than that, though, I think we're done for the although we do have to move. Well, we are preparing for a move on to Dagestan, as well as the Russians. Bring the magistrate to a warehouse.
Yes, sir.
This force is moving to the coast because they want.
In position.
So they wanted the infantry unit to reinforce them, a bit special, but I'm not going to need to move, send one ship with one unit all that way. Seems a bit sick. Marines are going to take an awful long time to get there. Turkish line from Palestine, that'll do.
Impossible, sir.
Because we do have our brand spanking new barracks is 5 turns away. Lots of good stuff in it. Okay, so we may or may not take Astrakhan. I might just try and hold the river southwest. Well, at least the Ottomans don't have to worry about crossing over. Great. Ah! Blast. I forgot about you. Last Ottoman army making its way towards Ankara. I'm not going to take that lying down. No. No peace, Dagestan. It's not personal. You're just in the way of where we want to be. Ready Revere has been spotted. Bow Street runners have been created. Excellent. The Massol is briefly under siege.
We rule the
Not going to bring the
way.
fleet into our service. And no witnesses. We don't need this blockading fleet. So, don't need you either. Grades here at Ankara. Why not upgrade? Jerusalem's artillery production. Our Turkish line recruited in Palestine. Well, actually, if you move to here,
Any further orders? Your Majesty. Troops.
you can then combine.
Sir, your orders?
Go. You chaps. Advance up to the border here. Letter of demands from Denmark. Now they have already changed their minds. Get everything upgraded in their city. Good.
Where to, Captain?
Okay, this fleet can make for
Ship's orders. received.
Lubeck, just for repairs. Schleswig, let's get... Let's get a religious school to get the conversion going. Let's upgrade you to a craft workshop. Upgrade the farm. Upgrade the dockyard, rather. Denmark is no longer striking. Spies are doing good work. Then let's... Yeah.
My lord.
Jeremy Butterworth.
By the left. But
Smack him. Lots of archers, irregulars. There's a reasonable block of infantry in the centre, but no, they're not going to hold, especially as we've demonstrated just how effective late game Europe, even then, technically this is mid game European firepower. No, I'm not entirely convinced that the research values are correct. It's definitely a valiant effort to try and make research more of a major activity. But right now, it just kind of feels like I'm going to have to play this campaign really slow in order to get the late game British tech. I think part of the problem is that there are certain times where if you don't attack, if you don't behave aggressively in the campaign, you will not survive. And as a result, you then expand out, and before you know it, the campaign's kind of over. So, like with my Ottoman campaign, I've got a good amount of research, but I can't take it slow and be defensive. I have to expand and attack when I have the opportunity, because otherwise I'll get out-competed. And there aren't many nations, like save the Indian nations, where you actually have the opportunity to secure a really good base and then just stop. Most of the time, you end up needing to constantly be attacking and expanding. And I guess, granted, like with Britain, you could choose not to do that, but it's super easy to just take... Well, you have to contest North America. I mean, they are coming at us again. Okay, let's do a halfway house. Let's not go all the way over. Take a few of these kill zones. And in this case, actually, we might not even need our artillery to unlimber. Because they're not going to be able to deploy to help us, really. Not going to be able to deploy any closer to help us. Then on your foot, Grenadiers and Jamestown Settler. Hold the right flank. I think you just deployed defensively to prevent them from flanking around. Oh god, artillery, do not fire at anything. Can't deploy on top of any of these rocks. So the first cannonballs wheel over. A bunch of the troops are sat back on the defence though, so they're not going to commit everything. You know, over here, these are all their irregulars. I think a reasonable cavalry charge would smash their way through all of these, but you have to be careful they don't get flattened by a volley. Engage that horse artillery, that cavalry unit. 24 pounders try to go after the Janissary troops. Yes, misses. Maybe the other battery will have better luck. It's one. Few more. General's unit, they're the armoured cav, so no wonder they decided, oh my god, not do this. Once we clear them out, we'll move across the plain, set up, looking down onto the next forces. Ooh. Got a few chaps here. Okay, they are getting pounded by those 12 pounders. General's still not sticking his head up. I mean, they're kind of screwed in that... Well, ultimately they were screwed from the beginning. Because they didn't have any artillery to do any sort of action against us. But also, they are kind of screwed because, well... they're committing their forces piecemeal. Janissary infantry are just going to stoically march up to our lines. Okay, right, let's retarget my artillery, other targets. Got a few kills. No, they are actually marching up to us at a decent level. My siege artillery will go for the armoured cav. Go for their general. Oh. I think they are just forming up. Here they come. Make ready, lads! so they've lost 80 of their number before they've got into the fight. The Royal American line are ready. Native tribesmen. Commit. My 12s to engage. Troops, they're going to get into a shootout. Go on, native troops. Colonial foot are firing into the flank of the Janissaries. Hack them down, sir. No! This unit doesn't like being fired upon. Steady. There we go. Starting to crack into him now. Now you're firing ahead into those musketeers. There we go. Yeah, trying to get on the flank, are we, eh? Well, we are going to mercilessly exploit the fact that we've pushed back those musketeers, add some extra fire. Cavalry, get up here. Charge, Yisarili. How about you? Okay, you men get up here onto the flank of that unit. They are being fired upon for trying their shenanigans. Okay, that unit's been taken out. Good. Let's take you men. Get around on the flank of that unit. These troops. In the advance towards the next element of Ottoman troops. You're not really running the route I wanted you to go. I wanted you to go this way. Move up, Queen's York Rangers. 24-pounders limber up. 12s start limbering. Cavalry in the low ground advance. Go. Yeah, moving. Let's just assume that everything's going to be fixed on the front line. Giving the 12s orders to move there. We are still holding really nicely against the Janissary Musketeers. These Janissary Musketeers, I'm hoping... we're going to be outflanked ourselves. Bayonet charge. An old double tap. Royal American have got these guys dead to rights, fore and aft. Send these units over to face off against this other block. Nice. On Great Plains Lancers. There we go, that's enough to make them decide they didn't want to carry on. Okay, let's fast forward time. Chase them down and harass them away. Everybody's moving up. Good. Let's make sure these guys are running. Sure, the cavalry's massed on the left, because this is where we're going to get our artillery is going to be set up to blast this block. Our 12s are too far back, so what's going to happen is our artillery... Oh, 1 second, guys. Our artillery is going to clear out these guys, then redeploy to clear out the other block. You just about see the unit behind them. No, maybe you can't see them at all, actually. In which case, we're going to redeploy you immediately to the right flank anyway. Get over here, get my 12s behind the line, if they ever make it over there. Clatter into the Bashi bazooks. Bashi bazooks, they're really good melee troops, but they are soft. If you overwhelm them, they do go down pretty quick. Okay, there we go. Go on, Queen's York Rangers. Get into position. Got them! Although here comes the enemy armoured cav. Move forward a bit actually, because we might get hit by stray musket bullets. Musket balls. Siege artillery, redeploy rapidly. Actually, bazooks have returned. Just... No, they broke again. Okay, line, push forward. I want to get this irregular block committed, then smash into the side of them with cav. These men advance towards this other... This brigade advance towards the rear targets. This brigade advance up onto the flank of this block. Cavalry get up close to the rear. Yeah, my 12s are miles away. They're not going to get involved in this. Janissaries want to form square, so let's do a bit of skirmishing with them. Go, a few kills get them wavering. They're reloading. Heavy artillery at the rear is going to focus on trying to kill their general's unit. Good hits. Now we've got them moving. Cavalry can get in here. Bring up the infantry to add extra melee power. Yeah, these chaps are trying to escape. They got caught out, and there we go, good kills. Janissaries bravely trying to hold on. Everybody here who isn't cavalry. What unit have I selected? Dragoons, there you are. Go out wide. Okay, up around the flank. I'm happy for my siege artillery to keep hitting the armoured cav. They'll do significantly more damage that way.
Artillery reporting. Orders. Battery reporting.
Reloading. Oh, they're ready. Two misses at least. 3, 4, 5. Push forward, Great Plains Lancers. Hit the Musketeers as they're currently not deployed. Good kills, they're already wavering. Here comes the Queen's Rangers. Even though they're skirmishers, they want to get involved. Oh, they've been killed anyway. Push forward and engage those armoured cav with your carbines. You learned your lesson. Artie gets some kills. There we go. Nice. Very, very good. Okay, that's that Ottoman force in Ankara. Hopefully annihilated, but if not, they are incredibly poorly. And then that will nearly be the Eastern Front secured. So we've got Ankara dead to rights. Ah, you're nearly gone.
Yes, sir.
This Scottish army can deliver the killing blow and get up to the front.
Ready and
Although I suppose one's going to cross, one needs to be positioned ready to attack Istanbul, one needs to position ready to attack Athens, but you can see how many, just the sheer number of troops they've got. So what's going to end up happening?
waiting for orders.
-2. If I stick this militiaman in there, you become -1. Recruit a few more.
Yes, sir.
And General Grant
Yes, my lord. Yes, sir.
can position up here ready. 'Cause if we attack Istanbul, the hope is that that will act as like a magnet for so many Ottoman armies to come down here and attack us. Done all that.
Your orders, your majesty.
Okay, you need to slowly keep pushing into Dagestan territory. What I want is for them to lay siege to the city, and then this army can move up and attack this army, and then we'll attack and destroy the garrison, and that'll be that. Meanwhile, attack the gentlemen. You can attack gentlemen to move them out of the way. You can't actually kill them.
Your orders, your majesty. Halt!
Yes, we take Cherkassk, we'll control the crossing here. I'm tempted not to take Astrakhan and just hold here, although taking it would give us a lot of visibility. We'll take Astrakhan, then have another army sat here, kind of at the crossing between these two rivers here. Like I say, the main focus will be on
At the ready.
expanding our war against the French. See if we can provoke them into action. So as we... Ultimately, I'd like to have lots more armies. Agreed. I'd like... Ultimately, I'd like to have 2 armies here covering any attempt to send forces up from the east. To be fair, France doesn't have much territory here. Only Turin. So that's kind of like an isolated pocket. Right now we are waiting on recruiting too many new units because of all the garrisons that are being built. Or garrisons. Barracks that are being built. So this army could be finished. But I want to see what happens.
Yes.
7 turns in Boston and Philadelphia because we were a bit late building barracks there. For Britain, it's only 4 turns. No emerging tech on the horizon to worry about. Oh, Trois-Rivières is going to get Carcass shot, which will get her. I know, we're already building the artillery school. Still, let's hit N10. Yes, the hope is very much that once we take Istanbul, it will start to draw Ottoman troops away, and then Istanbul as a territory will be a real battleground. I mean, Russia doesn't have much strength, realistically. They've been pushed out of all their main territories. It's all the territories in the east. So they're not going to be able to build full strength armies to try and stop us. Ooh. No, I don't want to... I mean, in theory, I could probably do that. But this might work out. Well, the trouble is, if they're close enough to reinforce... They're close enough to reinforce this army. My sneaky plan would be to try and move in from the south and attack. Then again, let's try it. I just retreat. Let's just see. Are they close enough to help? No, they are not. Amazing. Yes. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you next time for the defeat of Dagestan, because they very nicely attempted to defend themselves, the fools. Rightio. Cheers, everyone.